always taking action for you.
Well, by the looks of this accident, many people thought he may never be able to stand on his own 2 feet again. But today, Richard Williams walked out of the hospital.
He was supposed to meet the man who heard his cry for help 2 weeks ago. But as Action News reporter Kimberly Craig shows us, the much-anticipated reunion never happened.
It was under this porch here that Richard Williams said he thought he was going to die, but he says God saved him that day with the help of complete strangers. Strangers he said he couldn't wait to meet.
I'm talking about crushed.
That's how Richard Williams remembers it, the day he was pulling metal off of the roof over this porch when it collapsed on top of him. He says he was crushed like a pretzel. Thankfully, Supreme Shabazz, who lives across the street, heard his cries for help and yelled for his brother and several other men to help lift the roof of the porch off of Williams, a complete stranger.
It's just a scary sight for me to see, you know, somebody that close to death.
That man was going to die if we didn't get that weight off him in a certain amount of time.
I talked to God while I was into all that rubble, and I said, well, Richard, you done did a lot of stuff in your lifetime, but today you're about to meet your maker. Wow. And I thought for sure it would be my last time here on earth.
But Williams survived, and today, a little over 2 weeks after being crushed, he walked out of the DMC Rehabilitation Institute.
It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to be alive. You know, Jesus Christ is the only reason that you see me walking and standing here today.
When Mr. Williams' rescuers couldn't get a ride to the hospital today, his daughter was going to drive him to meet Mr. Shabazz.
I want to meet them so bad. I've been thinking, I said, those guys actually saved my life. But you know what? Here's the flip side of that. Jesus Christ used those guys to save my life.
Now I was, elated when you called and let me know that he was going to be released, and, he was coming over here, wanted to thank you.
It's really not clear why, but for some reason, Mr. Williams declined to meet the man who heard his cries for help that day. But what's most important is that he's alive after trying to scrap for a little bit of metal.
I just wanted to tell him I'm glad to see that, he stayed here amongst the living, and don't take any more, $3 chances for, a $1 trillion life that you got, you know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it.
In Detroit, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.